At Sri Shailam, a Shankara Mantapam was consecrated. Memorial mantapas for Adi Shankara were constructed in many places all over India, including Rameshwaram, Tiruvadaimaradur, Kanyakumari, Kanchipuram, Rishikesh, Badrinath, Bangalore, Vishakhapatnam, Trayambaka, Prayag and Kurukshetra. A magnificent Shankara Stupa was erected at Kaladi in Kerala, the birthplace of Adi Shankara. The sage of Kanchi told the members of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad,
"You should have your units all over India and also guide Hindus living abroad."
When the atomic scientist Dr. Raja Ramanna met him, he asked him to study Katyayana's Vartika and philosophy of Nagarjuna.
At Srirangam, the Mahaswami suggested building of a new Gopuram on the old base. This was duly accomplished in the 80s by the initiative of His Holiness G.R. Swamigal of Ahobila Matham. The Mahaswami directed Kanchi Matham to financially help in constructing one of the tiers. This is now the tallest Gopuram in our country.
At Tenampakam, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi came and sat in meditation in front of him when he was observing silence. When the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran had his darshan, smilingly the Acharya told him that his power of attracting the masses should be used in a positive manner.
In April 1978, at the age of 84, he suddenly left on an indefinite Padayatra, walking 20 to 25 kilometers per day. He declined any formal paraphernalia of the Matham. A few personal disciples accompanied him on their own initiative. Harijan men, women and children waited on the roadside for his darshan. The Acharya made kind inquiries about their welfare and blessed them. His Padayatra included Belgaum, Satara, Tuljapur, Pandharpur, Mahagaon and Kurnool, where he blessed countless common folk who saw him. At 84, he walked like a young man of 25. The rugged terrain, oppressive weather, and utter lack of even minimum comforts did not disturb his strict spiritual routine and poise. Roads and rocks were his bed, and sky was his roof. His puja was part of his self. At Satara in Maharashtra, a charming boy, Shankaran, had his first darshan of the Mahaswami and received his grace. In later camps, the Acharya put special questions to him and was happy with his response. After one such meeting, the Mahaswami casually remarked that the Matham would soon have 3 Shankaracharyas.
Shamanna, a hotelier with advanced cancer, offered a few lakhs of rupees at the Acharya's feet at Satara to utilize it for some dharmic cause. His Holiness asked him to take the money back and form a trust for building a Uttara Chidambaram Nataraja Mandir in Satara. The Kumbhabhishekam was done in 1985 by Sri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal. Even at the foundation stage, the Paramacharya gave a gracious command to another devotee, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, a dancer and research scholar, to design a unique set of 108 Natya Shastra Karana sculptures, each with twin figures of Shiva and Parvati, to be fixed around the main shrine. They were sculpted in black granite by Muttaya Stapati. This historic project revives the Rashtriya Marga tradition common to entire Asia after a gap of 500 years, fulfilling the efforts of Swami Vidyaranya.
May 29th, 1983 was another historic day for the Kanchi Matham. Charming 14-year-old Shankaran, whom the Mahaswami blessed at Satara, was initiated into the sannyasa order and designated as Pujya Shri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal the 70th Peethadipati of Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. At the earnest request of the two Acharyas, as also the government and people of Tamil Nadu, the Mahaswami returned to Kanchipuram in 1984. The unique trinity at Kanchi Matham, the three Acharyas belonging to three generations, reflected the Mahaswami, ensuring a smooth, unbroken continuity in the 25 centuries old ritualistic, spiritual, social and administrative traditions of the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. The Paramacharya himself supervised the initial training of the Balaswamigal.
Visitors during the period included Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, the President of India, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, as well as their Majesties, the King and Queen of Nepal, and national leaders Atal Bihari Vajpayee, L.K. Advani, and Dr. Murali Manohar Joshi visited the Matham and paid their respects to the three Acharyas. A lady came as the widow of an army personnel. The Acharya shocked her by giving her Kumkumam Prasadam and told her that her husband was alive. Later, the blessed couple came and fell at his feet. As a personification of humility, the Mahaswami said,
Many devotees identify divinity with me, though it may not be a fact. But perhaps they derive an inner feeling of communion with divinity due to their own dedicated perception.
He was a picture of grace in everything, including his Anushtana and Puja. His message was a simple synthesis of all religions. He came down to the common man to bless him.
He weaved together various branches of knowledge into one universal fabric. His insights were remarkable.
In the following years, Paramacharya seemed to be further withdrawing towards silence. Some attributed this to his failing health. The crowds of devotees were kept at a distance, perhaps to avoid infection. His gracious smiles and queries to the doctors were full of meaning.
A committee was formed with the former President of India, R. Venkatraman, as chairman to celebrate 1993-94 as the centenary year of the Mahaswami of Kanchi. In 1993, countless devotees satisfied their own desire by performing Kanakabhishegam to the Acharya. But this meant nothing for that great Sthitaprajna, for whom gold and gravel made absolutely no difference. The Mahaswami proved by his life that mukti is not a state after death, and that one can become a Jivan Mukta in his own lifetime. In that state, he radiated divine grace in full measure to all who came to him.
On 8th January 1994, the Mahaswami looked cheerful. He had a look at the photographs of his parents, perhaps after 87 years. He gave leave to the other two Acharyas to visit a suburb. The greatest sage of the century, this magnificent moral monarch, glided out of his 100-year-old mortal mansion, out of his own decision, and merged with the infinite. There was no sign or indication except the clock by his side, which also stopped at the same moment, 2:58 p.m.